This is how hitting the snooze button is ruining your sleep, but we're also going to be going through adjustments needed to end your chronic snooze button obsession. I am very serious when I say that this video has the potential to positively transform your life. Listen up. Ask my husband, he would be the first to tell you that I had an entire choir of snooze alarms set. And I would set alarms an hour before I even need to be up, just to ease myself into the idea that, I have to get up now. And it was just such a negative mental attitude. I see that as being one of the biggest reasons why I was never able to overcome the snooze button issue. But now, as a recovered snooze button addict, I can say that my life has completely changed since I have become the type of person that when I wake up, I get up. When my alarm clock goes off, my feet hit the ground. When my alarm clock goes off, I open my blinds to look out the window at the sun to wake myself up. It's no longer an issue of prolonging starting my day, and it really did boil all down to mindset. But there are a lot of physiological things to do as well, so let's just dive right in. I know there's so many people talking about the issues with your body, what happens when you hit snooze button, but I'm a solid believer that until you feel it, until you know the difference, that's just a lot of intellectual knowledge swirling around in there. You don't actually know the difference until you try it yourself. And the motivation to try it yourself, at least for me, came from understanding how sleep works. I thought that if I just hit snooze, I just go right back into a regular sleep pattern, but that's not the way that sleep works. Your sleep cycle works in waves, and if you go to sleep, you're not going to be into a deep sleep cycle for at least a few minutes, at least 20 minutes. So hitting snooze to get an extra 5 to 10 minutes of sleep, you're tricking your body to say, oh, it's okay, go ahead and enter another sleep cycle, and then you're abruptly pulling it out. You're abruptly pulling your mind out of that sleep cycle, and it's confused about all of the hormones it's supposed to be secreting right now. Am I supposed to be latching onto the melatonin, or should I be secreting the serotonin? I don't know what to do. And then after hitting the snooze button 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times like I used to, you wake up feeling groggy, irritable, your appetite is just wonky all day long, and then come time for bed, you don't want to go. You're not tired anymore. And you'll then push sleep back 15, 20, 30 minutes. What if every night, instead of pushing sleep back an extra 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, you say, I'm gonna get my snooze time in the front end so that when my alarm clock goes off in the morning, I actually get up. I don't need that 45 minutes of disrupted sleep hitting the snooze button over and over again, because I actually went to bed a little earlier. Easier said than done, but only if you believe that in your mind, right? I also want to talk about the sleep mechanisms to help you stay asleep at night, which is why when the snooze alarm goes off, or when your alarm goes off, you're so tempted to hit snooze. This sleep mechanism, there are chemicals released in your body from your brain to help you go back to sleep when you wake up in the middle of the night. You've probably woken up in the middle of the night because of your partner tossing, or maybe you were too warm, or you woke up to get a drink of water. There's also times in the night that you wake up and you don't even realize that you're conscious, that you are awake, because this chemical helps you fall right back to sleep. This chemical helps you maintain quality sleep, even if you are, say, a light sleeper like me. So when your alarm clock goes off at 6:30 or 7:30, whatever time, 4:30 a.m., your body doesn't realize that's a clock that is set for me to actually get up. It thinks, hey, this is just another sleep disturbance. It's time to go back to sleep. So it's going to make you feel what's called that sleep pressure. You are going to feel sleep inertia. You're going to want to go back to bed. But you have to communicate to your mind, no, this is actually the time to wake up. And I like to do this by leaning over and opening my blinds. Now with daylight savings starting, it's a little bit dark every morning still. So there are ways to remedy this. Get yourself a sunrise clock. Kind of looks like a sundial or maybe even a Himalayan rock lamp if you've ever seen those. And what they do is you set a time and they actually start to get bright and they simulate the light of the sun so that your body recognizes, hey, it's time to wake up. And those chemical reactions to keep you asleep actually start to dissipate. Okay, so that really is just skimming the surface on some sleep science. I'm such a nerd, so make sure you comment if you have any questions or reach out anytime. I'm happy to discuss. And what we're gonna do right now is talk about some things to do in the moment when your alarm clock goes off. Make sure that you check out my night routine and my morning routine videos because those will help you understand what to do throughout the day to set you up with really powerful sleep hygiene habits. That way, when your alarm clock does go off, you might not need as many of these tips and tricks that we're about to go through. Let's say you are just starting your endeavor of breaking up with the snooze button. First of all, did you know that your phone has a setting to disallow the snooze button? When my alarm clock goes off, the only option for me is to turn it off. I cannot hit snooze. I don't think that it's a healthy thing to keep that option there if you are trying to cut back and stop doing it. Just like with anything else, you have to eliminate the circumstances that allow you to fall back in to your old patterns. If we're trying to create your new identity as somebody, the type of person that wakes up and gets up when your alarm clock goes off, you have to just break up with that snooze button. So make sure you eliminate that option on your settings of your phone. Of course, there's also other pieces of advice as far as keeping your phone in the bathroom or across the room. I know for myself though that there had been times when I tried that, and as soon as I got to my phone, I saw that snooze button and I hit it and I climbed back into bed. So that advice isn't always super helpful, but really stick to it, eliminate the snooze button option, and you'll watch your mind say, okay, here's the sense of urgency. I do actually have to get up. Make sure in that aspect, make sure that you are also setting your alarm for the actual time that you need to wake up. If you need to get up at 6:30, do not set your alarm for 6:15, because you will be tempted to then say, oh, well, I have 15 more minutes of sleep time I can get. Why not just set it for 6:30 and allow yourself to end and close out your peaceful night of sleep? Do not disrupt the sleep because that will, again, cause irritability throughout your day. You're gonna have mood fluctuations, appetite fluctuations. The data and the science on this is real, you guys. Okay, next up, you guys have heard me talk about this, but you can see that my blinds are about an arm's distance away from my side of the bed. So one of my most powerful habits when I first started was to eliminate that snooze button. But then as soon as my alarm clock went off, I would hit stop and I would just reach right outside of my blankets and I would tap that blind set open so that the sun is shining in on my eyes, and I lay there and I face my windows and I gradually open my eyes. And as I'm laying there, I think about really positive images of me crushing my day, images of me feeling really energized after my morning walk or after my morning workout. Whatever the case, I see how I'm going to win at it. Remember, this is the time that you set your vibration for your entire day. So waking up in a stressed out mindset, waking up feeling dreadful and anxiety ridden about your day, that is only going to perpetuate issues. That's only going to make things worse. So use this time to say, I'm so happy and grateful that I woke up with air in my lungs and a beating heart and another opportunity today. And I'm not going to waste it by laying here hitting snooze 1,000 times. It takes me about 3 to 5 minutes to adjust with the blinds open to then be able to say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and ease myself out of bed and get my day started. And I really rotate in a variety of things. Sometimes I'll be just visualizing. Other times I'll say, hey Alexa, start my day. And she'll actually play a playlist of different audiobooks, things on Pandora that I find uplifting, so that I have positivity going in my ears. That's a big one in the morning routine, and how you are actually going to be successful at breaking up with the snooze button. It's not all about just saying, I will never do that, but instead saying, what will you do instead? I will never hit the snooze button. Well, that creates an obsession with it, and then you're gonna think, oh, I wanna hit the snooze button. The mind is weird like that. So instead of saying, I'm not gonna hit the snooze button, say, I am going to get up and listen to positive audio. I am gonna do my morning workout. I am gonna visualize and meditate and journal. What are you going to do instead of hitting that snooze button? And then pay attention to how your day freaking goes, right? There's the results. The proof is in the pudding. Your results are going to be magnificent. And keep practicing, keep doing it. It might not work out the best way day one, or maybe you'll go for 2 weeks and then you'll have a little lapse and you'll hit the snooze button one day. That's okay. This is all a learning opportunity. The more you think about how the good results felt, the more motivated you will to follow suit with the behavior that caused those good results. Last up, in the moment, I want you to know that the idea of you not being a morning person is what's getting you in the way of you being a morning person. So banish the idea of, I hate the mornings, I'm just not a morning person, I'm always tired. Hey, here's a newsflash, every human being is tired when they first wake up. That's the way our body works. That's the way physiology works. Our hormones are regulating. We have to get the cortisol, the stress hormone actually has to come through our body to wake us up. That takes time. But the more you practice being a morning person, the more you actually will become. So instead of saying, I'm not a morning person, this sucks, say, I'm so happy and grateful now that when my alarm clock goes off, I get up and I get moving. So instead of always rooting in and anchoring into the idea of, I'm not a morning person, I hate the mornings, I'm always tired, start believing, start stating to yourself, I am the type of person that when my alarm clock goes off, I actually get up. When my alarm clock goes off, I do the best morning workout routine on my floor. When my alarm clock goes off, I'm excited to get my day started with my walk outside. Think about how lucky you are to have air in your lungs and a beating heart, and then just go make some memories. Go live. Get up and get out of bed. I really hope that you enjoyed this. There's so much value to this if you actually partake in the habit change that I laid out here. Again, your life will transform, I promise. Pinky swear. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, because we are dropping content every Sunday that will help you stay inspired and motivated for the rest of the best of your life. It's time to think different in order to drink different or never again, and Magnify is here to help you do just that. Until next time, be good, be great, and we'll see you soon.